About the way your guys played tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like we talked about, before the game. Coming out of the New York game was just, the detail part of it. And we weren't always perfect, but, when we did make mistakes, I thought we corrected really, really well, in the moment. And guys did a good job communicating. I thought we moved and shared the ball. Obviously DeMar was, unbelievable for the whole game. He was terrific scoring the ball. I thought we found Vooch in the pocket a lot, and he was able to obviously make plays as well. I thought collectively as a team, they shared the ball and they tried to defend. And I think we talked about like the habit part, where there's every time you step on the floor, you can be building good habits or bad habits. And again, I thought the last game we played, there was a lot of self-induced mistakes that, I'm not saying again, if we would have not done all those things, we would have won the game, but you certainly, give yourself a better chance, and tonight I thought the detail on the scout report, little things, was much better.
You all talked about one in the 9th seed, one in the home court playing game. You clinched tonight. What does it mean for you, for this team?
I'm happy for these guys. I think sometimes when you just look in the moment of where you're at, and sometimes you don't get a chance to look at where you started. Like I've said before, it was a rough start for us. And I really appreciate the guys in that locker room sticking together, fighting, not quitting, not giving up, not making excuses or pointing fingers, and trying to rally and pull together and play better. And then, obviously, as the season continued to go on, we lost players. And they never wavered from that, And I think what they've done to get to this point is great. But there's still, obviously, a lot in front of us in terms of opportunities is what you want to create. And again, I think that, I don't know what, after that Boston game in the in-season tournament where, we got blown out on their court, I don't know what our record is from that point, but I felt like at that point we started to at least put together some better basketball. But it's an 82-game season. You don't get a chance to wipe out 20 games. It's just, you don't. So, but we had to overcome that, and I thought the group did that.
Your record's 33-28, by the way, since that night. But anyway, you guys went on the road, obviously, last year for both playing games, so you know that route. What advantage do you think having one, at least the first one, will be at home for you?
I always feel like our place is a great place to play. It's an electric crowd, electric environment. Obviously, it's up to us to give them something to cheer about and be excited about. But I think you always want to have that kind of, opportunity to be able to play there. If you're fortunate enough to get through that and get into a playoff series, you're going to have, at least 2 games there, right? So it's great to be able to do that. But certainly that one game, being at home, if you look at some of the things that happened, some teams went on the road and won last year. Atlanta went into Miami and won. I think Oklahoma City maybe won and won. We went to Toronto and won. So it is nice to play at home. It doesn't necessarily ensure you anything. The game doesn't start 10-0. But it is great to be able to play in front of your home fans.
I know this is the direct aftermath of the game, but how will you clinching the 9th seed tonight make you approach these final 2 games any differently, if at all?
I think those will definitely be conversations now. I think that, it will be, medical with the players in terms of what the players want. And I think all that stuff will probably be evaluated in terms of what this back-to-back looks like tomorrow, and then the New York game at 1 o'clock. And like I said, I think I mentioned to Julia, before the game, sometimes players can be a little bit sensitive about, here it is Thursday, and you're not going to play a game until Wednesday, and there's 2 more games. So sometimes players, maybe it's not a full rotation of minutes, but maybe it's a half or some, I don't know. But those are conversations I think that have to take place.
You didn't pull the main guys until about 2:19 left. Why'd you leave them in so long tonight?
I probably should have taken them out a little bit earlier. I was going to call timeout. We kind of came back on a missed shot. I was going to take them out. I think there was maybe 3-something. I was going to take them out. I should have taken them out a little bit earlier.
Thanks, Coach.